Hello Aries, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Glamour Spell Tarot. This is going to be your reading for love for June 2020. I have changed a little bit the format. Every month I do that. I'm going to use some very interesting decks. So stay tuned, let's get into it. Aries, I'm using the Akashic Records Tarot for your reading. If you are wondering why your reading is the last one, in general, I tend to do the first ones, the ones that get the most views, likes, and so on. So just make sure to like and comment to this video, and your reading is gonna come out before the others. Okay, and I know Aries is competitive, so I thought to give you guys a boost. Wow, King of Roses. This is someone getting ready to make you an offer, Aries. This is someone who is thinking hard and deep about making you an offer here. You see, this guy is in a garden. Roses in this deck is actually all about emotions. He's in this garden, beautiful yellow flowers. To me, yellow flowers are a sign of friendship. He has a bouquet of roses in his hands. A bouquet of roses, right? That's an offer of love. Roses are all about romance. Beautiful. And then you have the Oracle of Delphi. To me, this is very much like the High Priestess card, right? Trust your intuition, trust the messages you are receiving from the other side. Maybe you are watching tarot readings. Well, you got here, so. But it's a matter of trusting your intuition, trusting the messages you receive from behind that pomegranate curtain, right? And try to interpret them. I like this card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, actually. The Oracle of Delphi. Maybe also because I identify with it somehow. The King of Scrolls and the Ark of the Covenant. You might need to make a decision between two people. It might be the same person that is okay, so there is another message coming in. So there is this choice between two people, and maybe you are trying to negotiate getting out of a relationship you are already in. This might only match just few of you out there. This card, the Ark of the Covenant, this is negotiation. This is sitting down. This is peace talks. This is having a conversation about things. And then you have the King of Scrolls. This is someone who's very abundant, who has a lot of knowledge. We are going to clarify all of these with the tarot. This could be the same person, encompassing both energies. Maybe you look up at this person. Maybe there's someone that you are working with, actually. Someone, it could be a boss, it could be someone in a position of power, someone who's very knowledgeable, someone that you have a lot to learn from. Maybe this is someone who actually was a friend of yours that you were looking up to, because I mentioned friendship up there, and maybe this friendship grew into some sort of romance, but because you have met this person in the workplace or at school or whatever, and maybe where you work at, workplace relationships are frowned upon, okay, or they are not allowed or something like that. So you kind of don't know how to react, and you don't want to misinterpret their gestures. Um, you look at them as a good colleague or as a mentor or something, and you are afraid to see beyond that. Maybe you friend zone them because of that. Um, but what the cards are telling you is to trust your intuition. Trust the messages that come from the other side. Just trust them because you know better. Your heart knows better. Your soul knows better. Sometimes our brain, and although I love the um, rational side, right? I love it. Don't get me wrong. Um, but sometimes it stops us in our tracks and it kind of blocks us from fulfilling our destiny in certain cases. Queen of Air, yeah. Again, this could be definitely you encompassing this type of energy as well. It doesn't need to be fine, it's king here, and I kind of tend to see the masculine in those cards. But definitely, this could be you just stepping into this energy. And then you have the Queen of Air. You could be dealing with an air sign. You could be dealing with someone who's very intelligent, very rational, someone who is experienced, someone who's very realistic, um, someone that uses logic before anything else. So, but this could also be you stepping into this energy where you are independent, you are experienced, realistic, witty, and you need to make an objective decision. You need to clear away all that no longer serves you. Remember when I was telling you might be dealing with two people here, and you are trying to finalize something, get out of something. Maybe this is a lawyer that you are getting involved, or a counselor. Um, yeah, it could be some sort of counsel here, some sort of meeting going on, some sort of negotiations. Again, there are a lot of energies that are coming through, and I feel a lot of things because I'm reading for the collective of Aries. And then you need to take what resonates, leave the rest, use common sense, apply to your situation. Not everything might be for you. Seeing the humor in a situation. Let's continue here. I'm using the Angels Tarot because I feel very connected to this deck to receive messages from the angels. Renewal. Yeah, you had to make a judgment call. You definitely had to make a judgment call. You had to make a decision. I could feel the sense of having to make a decision with the Queen of Air. I've actually sensed it from the beginning. I felt that there was a choice between two people and trying to get out of something in order to move into something else. The judgment call, this is karma, this is destiny, this is divinely guided. Everything that is happening is divinely guided. It's meant to be. It's meant to align you with your true destiny. So we have here our Archangel Jeremiah. Uh, Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Time to move in a new direction. There is a message for someone out there that is coming very strong. Someone is moving away from something, maybe going through a divorce. King of Earth. King of Earth, someone, this is an individual that could be a business owner, could be a boss, could be an entrepreneur. He has the Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to gold. This is someone who is a professional, generous, responsible, practical. But this is also a card that tells you this is going to be whatever endeavor you have to make here, whatever decision you have to make is going to be successful. Success is guaranteed. You need to accept the opportunities that are in front of you. There are opportunities that are in front of you. Maybe this person that you like or you are involved with, they may make you an offer to work together, to start a business maybe together. And you are looking at it and you kind of don't know what to do. And you need to make a decision, you need to make a judgment call. You kind of don't know what to do because you don't know how things are gonna blend between the emotional side and the work side, and it's not always easy to work with the person that you are emotionally involved with, because there are a lot of things that are gonna come up, and not every day is going to be all roses and butterflies and rainbows, and you will need to know how to balance that out and not let it leak in your personal life. You need to know how to make that separation. You need to know how not to let it bleed in your personal life. Because if you guys fight at work for a specific topic, right, and you have different opinions, um, is going to be, how are you going to react when you are going to be home? The other day, my partner actually, he asked me to give him a feedback on something. But he was like, it's very difficult for me to ask this because I don't want you to get upset if I'm not going to take in consideration all of your feedback and apply it. And I was like, no, I don't, it's not that I don't care, but this is my opinion, and it's placed under the sun for both our opinions. And if you don't think it applies to what you need, it's fine, just don't use it. But I'm going to give you my honest opinion. In the end, he used most of it, so I was happy about that. But even if he wouldn't have used it, I wouldn't. But it takes a lot of time, and it took us a lot of time to get here. It took us a lot of time. Only that we communicate well, so we managed to, after 1,000,000,000 fights, don't worry about it. It's not like it was always like this. We just learned after a while to find our balance. So you need to make a judgment call related to this opportunity that you are offered. Ace of Air. Eh. Yeah, this is, I feel very strongly that this is a blend between um, romance and work. Okay, you have the Ace of Air. There is a lot of logic that you are using, a lot of logic. You are focused on um, your stability. The King of Earth is someone who's very stable. The King of Scrolls is someone who's very stable, very knowledgeable, very intelligent, but you are also attracted to this person, so you kind of don't know how to blend the two. Brilliant new ideas and inspiration. This is a truthful new beginning. Seeing the truth of a situation. It might be, though, a challenging type of beginning for this type of reasons that I have been explaining to you. One more message from the angels. Let's see what else. Release. Something has to end. Release, this is basically the death card. Something has to end in order to let space for something new. And it might be because you have two very powerful cards that indicate an ending. You have two very powerful cards that indicate an ending. I don't need to see the Justice card to tell you that someone out there might be dealing with a divorce or a separation, but there is the perspective of a beautiful, truthful new beginning. It might be tough. It might be tough because it's not always easy. It's not always easy when you get out of a relationship and you're not always ready immediately to get into something else. And that's because you kind of need to take a time to um, heal emotionally, a time to understand what went wrong, what went bust, and where and why. So, Archangel Azrael here. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. But the death card also holds a promise for renewal. Something new starting. Something dies out, fades out in order to leave space for something new. And you have the Ace of Air here. But you are going to be called to make a decision. And the decision is yours. I know choices and decisions is not always, they are not always easy to be made. Yeah. You are supposed to release this five of water. You're supposed to release all this emotional unfulfillment that you have been dealing with. And things didn't turn out the way you've hoped or you have planned. They don't always turn out like that in life. We take chances, we take a risk, and then we kind of see what's gonna happen. This is how life is. Life doesn't come with guarantees, doesn't come with instructions. I would have been happy if that was the case. Me, I would have been like the happiest person on the planet if that was the case. Unfortunately, things don't go like that. Things don't really happen like that. You need to, like, what the angels are telling you is that you need to let go of this. You need to release all this emotional unfulfillment. You need to release all the negativity and try to see the positive in a situation, right? The unknown sometimes brings us, and I'm not a huge fan of the unknown. I like to know things. I definitely like to know things. I have moments when I open the cards and I can tell that they don't want to give me any message and they don't want to let me know. And I get even more frustrated. It happens. Sometimes it just happens. They don't tell you everything because you have choices to make, because you have decisions to make. You cannot know how things are going to be. Um, Crying over spilled milk. There are so many things that we are able to do with our lives. All it takes is just take the time to think. What did you always dream of that you never had the chance to do? What were you lacking in your past relationship? What do you want for your new relationship? How did you change in all of this time? We are going to see which are the messages from our spirit guides, mine and yours. I'm using the Marigold Tarot. I was a little bit, I don't want to touch anyone's sensitivities with this deck because it's all about skulls and skeletons and so on and so forth. But you guys want messages from the other side, so I've been called to use this deck. It's one of my favorites, actually. Two of Swords. You have been on pause for a long time. A moment of indecision, the inability to make a decision. Being at a crossroads, being stuck in your head, keeping yourself stuck, and being unable to make a decision. On the other hand, maybe you haven't been able to make a decision because somehow we were all stuck, and we still are, at least where I am. We still are stuck because of all of this pandemic, of what's happening in the world. All of these things somehow give us stuck. Is the unknown scares. And again, personally, I'm learning how to accept it. Um, but it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. And this card, actually, the Two of Swords, came out right next to the Oracle of Delphi. So what the universe is telling you is get out of your head. Just get out of your head. Staying there for too long is good to stay there for a moment, but staying there for too long is not going to help you. You are just going to start spiraling down, and that spiraling down in general brings with it a depression. You need to learn how to listen to your intuition, and you need to make this choice. And in order to make this choice, you have the experience, you have that realistic sense of seeing life, you have the wit to be able to make this decision. Whatever it is, it could be in between two people, it could be to accept or not to accept an offer, it could be 1,000,000,000 things. Take it as it resonates. But you have the opportunity. You are very stuck in your head, Aries. You are very, very, very stuck in your head. The Chariot. The Chariot. You have the Chariot card. This is movement forward. You have to move. You have to bust a move. If you do, the universe is promising you like this beautiful, truthful new beginning. You have to start moving. And maybe you will start moving in Cancer season, maybe towards the end of June. It's also very true. It's a little bit complicated. At this point, Mercury enters retrograde. I think Venus is in retrograde as well. I am not an astrologer, so you need to check all of those things. Maybe this whole Mercury retrograde somehow is like putting a pause on your plans while you wanted to move. But this is a time, and again, you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is all about emotions, and it's all about intuition, and you had here the Oracle of Delphi. The Queen of Cups is all about emotional fulfillment. It's all about giving and receiving love. It's all about giving and receiving love. And I feel, because I moved the Chariot card while I was trying to put it here, you are trying to move into this energy, from this energy of being stuck with the Two of Swords. This is what you are basically trying to do. You are trying to get into the energy of the Queen of Cups, get out of that Two of Swords. You have been working very hard. You have been working very hard at making something happen. You haven't only been manifesting, but you have been working very hard. Maybe you have been working very hard at being able to show emotions again. Maybe you have been working very hard at being able to show love again for something, for life. Maybe you have been working very hard at trusting your intuition. You see, this individual here is that hand. So this is the Eight of Pentacles, right? In this deck, Pentacles are rings. This individual here keeps their fingers crossed. They are like, I worked hard, but I also need that element of luck. I need that divine intervention to make things happen. And you have that divine intervention. You had the Judgment card here, and you had the Death card. Both of them are cards of karma. Both of them are cards of destiny. Both of them are cards of something that is divinely guided. And then you have the Oracle of Delphi here, which again, something is meant to be. And then you have the 11 here. The Ark of the Covenant, it's 11. This is wish fulfillment. This is a very strong manifestation card, basically. Very, very strong. 11. Queen of Swords again. You need to make a decision. You are promised all of these beautiful things, but you need to make a decision. You need to get out of the energy of the Two of Swords, and you need to make a decision. If you look at this card here, actually, you see she holds her sword up, and she's ready to cut out of her life whatever no longer serves her. Whatever no longer serves her. And that's a good energy to be in. Someone has been defensive in accepting this new offer, although it's a very grounded type of offer. You see how this individual here looks at this is the Page of Pentacles. You see how they are looking at that ring. They are like, should I take it? Shouldn't I take it? Is this good for me? Isn't this good for me? Maybe it's a little bit too big. Where should I put this? What if I'm gonna get stuck with it? What if it's going to get me stuck? But this could be someone learning something new, someone learning maybe how to protect themselves. Maybe what you have been doing is learning how to protect yourself, how to defend yourself. But you also have to learn when is the case to defend yourself and when is the case to be able to acknowledge that someone's intentions are good, are pure. Someone's intentions are pure and they deserve a chance, because if this is someone that is coming to give you an offer, You might miss an opportunity if you try to find only the negatives into it, or if your brain is trained, it's so defensive. If you're so defensive that you have trained your brain to be on guard all the time. You have the Seven of Swords. You have two sevens here. Seven is the divine number, right? Um, this is a very special card for me. You know, in general, in the traditional tarot, in the Rider's Waite, I would say this is a card of planning, plotting, strategizing. Maybe someone was going behind someone's back, and so on and so forth. With this card, actually, I don't feel it like that at all. You see, you have three knives there. Do you guys remember the three of swords? How it looks in the traditional tarot? There are those three swords um, going through a heart, right? Stabbing a heart. That's exactly what it makes me think. But I also feel like the Seven of Swords is a combination of the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords in the traditional tarot. The Four of Swords is that guy that was almost left for dead, and now he's trying to recover, he's trying to recuperate. So I feel that what you have been doing, and you're so defensive because you have been healing from a broken heart. You have been healing from a broken heart, and it wasn't an easy process. Um, and what you expect from a new relationship, it's equal give and take. You are not going to take anything less than that. You are not going to accept anything less than that. And very good. That's very good for you. You see those two hands here holding this knife makes me think of a wedding, right? When the bride and the groom hold a knife and they cut the cake together. I don't know exactly why people are doing that. I have no damn clue. But to me, that's a symbol that uh, we are going to do everything together, and we are going to support each other through whatever it is. Either we share the cake and we eat the cake together, have your cake and eat it too type of thing. Um, or if we will need to cut through bullshit later on in our lives in order to make this work, or in order to protect each other, to be there for each other. Yeah, there has been conflict in the past. There has been a lot of conflict in the past. Someone had to win at all cost, and maybe this winning at all cost meant releasing yourself from a very toxic situation, a situation where you have been bound, trapped, you couldn't show your real self, you have resorted to alcohol, substances. I'm not judging anyone. You guys always need to keep that in mind. But you had to resort to substances in order to be able to make it through. It's a lot of toxicity. Look at this. At this devil card here. Look how that guy is entrapped and has a snake that is about to suffocate him. And someone definitely had to win at all cost. Someone had to cut out something of their lives at all cost. You see, there is a broken sword. The one in the middle is broken. The war is over, though. The war is over. Now it's time to rest. It's time to rest. It's time to recover. It wasn't an easy journey, whatever you have been through. It hasn't been an easy journey. And that's why maybe it's complicated for you today to accept a new person in your life. It's complicated for you today because letting go of this individual wasn't an easy journey. I definitely don't feel it was easy. You have been praying for this. You have been praying for this release. You have been praying for the battle to be over. You have been praying for your freedom. You have been praying for balance. The Two of Rings. The Two of Rings, it's all about balance. It's all about making the right decision in order to gain that balance in your life, right? This person is praying for that and is praying really, really hard. Gorgeous deck, eh? By the way, I'm not in any way affiliated with them. It's just like a deck that I'm very attached to. Yeah. It almost feels like you have been praying for the structure to collapse. Honest to God, it kind of feels like that, because you knew that this is the only way in which you are going to be free. Maybe you have been in a very toxic, abusive type of relationship before. Maybe it wasn't easy to get out of it. That's why it took a lot of negotiations. Maybe it took a little bit of divine intervention. Maybe you have been dealing with someone that was a narcissist, or keeping you trapped in some ways. They were tricking you somehow. They were keeping you bound to finances. So you almost prayed for the structure to collapse. You almost prayed for it. Like how I look at it, and it's right under the Seven of Swords. Planning, plotting, strategizing for something. Planning, plotting, strategizing for this thing to end. Because this was your wish fulfillment. This was your wish fulfillment. Sometimes we pray for situations to end because they are so destructive when they are part of our lives that they are gonna kill us. And now, once it has ended, once all of this has ended, and I kind of feel it comes somehow full circle with that King of Roses, someone who has an offer, someone who has a proposal, and you have the Knight of Cups, which is exactly about that. Someone sending you a message and they are like, hey, let's get to know each other better. Let's go out. Let's have a drink. And that can evolve into something very beautiful, very stable. It somehow comes full circle. I feel that the cards are telling a beautiful story. It's a complicated one, it's a tough one, but life is tough. Life is tough. It's a lot of misery out there, and then you die. Unless you make it beautiful for yourself. And life is all about decision and choices that are never super easy to make. They are never easy. So, you guys make sure to stay with me until the end. I'm gonna take a short break now, rearrange the pick up these cards because we are using the Lenormand right now. Pick up some cards from there, gain a more mundane understanding of what's happening here. And then we are going to give some sort of timeline for all of this with the Monology Oracle cards and pick up a couple of spell cards for you at the end. Stay with me. The first card I see here, I was pre-shuffling in this little break I took, and it's news, it's the rider. It's news, it's a new beginning. You see she has a letter in her hand. Like, also this bag reminds me of the old postman type of bag. It's a new beginning. The sun is setting here and it's gorgeous. I get a lot of light in this apartment where I live in. You guys might see me that I'm in my pajamas. I'm not still in my pajamas. I change into my workout clothes every day, and then after I take a shower, I'm like, yeah, let's put back the pajamas. Since all this quarantine and isolation started, these are the only outfits I wear. So, I don't know if this is happening for everyone. Staying in the house. Maybe you are also staying a lot in the house. Maybe there is something related to a house. There is something related to your living situation. Maybe you need to change your living situation. It reminds me of those things I was telling you, leaving someone behind, and maybe it was difficult because you guys have shared assets. You have a house together. How are you gonna split the assets? How are you gonna make all of these switches? How are you gonna make all of these changes? Where are you gonna live? That's always complicated. Although I lived in 10 countries now, sometimes I always have like, you guys cannot see them, but I have a bunch of suitcases, and everyone who comes here, because they are very visible, I'm not even trying to hide them. So everyone who comes here is like, why do you have so many suitcases? And I'm like, well, if I just need to pack quick and leave. But there is a gift coming your way. Flowers, there is a gift coming your way. You are going to receive a gift. You are receiving a gift. Maybe a house welcoming gift, because you are moving to somewhere else, and someone, remember that guy that I was telling you with the invitation, the Knight of Cups, that King of Roses up there? He might send you a housewarming gift. There is some information that is being revealed as well with the book, maybe secrets, maybe things that you didn't know. Remember when I was telling you the Oracle of Delphi and trusting your intuition? But that could be also a card of things that have been hidden and now they are coming to light. They are finally coming to light. Maybe things that are gonna make your decision easier. It could be something related to kids. If you have kids, maybe it's hard to just move out of where you are. Maybe stuff to, you are thinking a lot about uprooting their whole life if you are having kids. If you are not having kids, okay, this could be you about seeing life again as if you were a kid, where everything amazes you and everything is so beautiful. And you see this kid looks in that book. Remember the book I was telling you about, the secrets? You discover some things that are gonna make you see life again with amazement. You know, our kids are always amazed by something. It's always a new experience. It's always that joy of life, wanting to experience more, live more, do more things. This information that comes out, it might totally be like that for you. Maybe you're just writing a new story that starts with once upon a time and ends with a happy ending. And they lived happily ever after. This is wish fulfillment. This is healing. This is wish fulfillment with the star card. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous energy. It has been tough, Aries, for you, but not anymore. Your luck is about to change with the clove. Your luck is about to change. Your luck is definitely changing and transforming right now. This is the Lilies, is a card that speaks about womanhood. Maybe if you have been in an unfulfilling relationship, it could have been unfulfilling also because you weren't feeling like a woman. You weren't feeling that womanhood. You weren't feeling that passion anymore. But you are about to rediscover that. This is about to change. This is all about to change. Something kept you very trapped into difficulties. These cards came out together, so I'm going to read them together. And in general, you read the Lenormand cards in pairs. Someone kept you very trapped. Maybe your sensual needs weren't fulfilled. Maybe you weren't compatible with your partner. But it was a grounded, stable type of relationship. So that's why it was so hard to leave. Because you're like, am I just selfish to do this and just follow my instincts? My instincts are bad. I'm not going to follow the animal instincts I have in me. But Well, it depends on everyone, and it depends on what you value more in life and how you feel about that. But if sensuality and sexuality is something you value, then you need to accept that. And I know we all come with this preset mentality. It true, it depends the environment where you grew up in, but when I grew up in a very conservative type of environment, right? So everything related to sexuality kind of ended into a discussion. It was like, don't get pregnant. I was like, okay, but how about everything else? Like, sex is bad. You're gonna get pregnant. And then that's gonna be an unwanted pregnancy and whatever, whatever. Like, oh, wow, okay. That's when I was growing up and I was young. I was a teenager. I was like, whatever, whatever. So it kind of came with a negative connotation to it. And obviously, I struggled with whatever impulses I had and so on and so forth. But that's a story for another time. So maybe you have been struggling in the same way because your needs weren't fulfilled, weren't met. And then there was this fear of discussing it, or was this fear of, um, how do you call that? So you had the stable home, you had the stability, you had the groundness, but then it was no compatibility. Yeah, the clouds. Um, whatever issues you have been through, you see in this card that the sky is clearing up, finally. The sky is finally clearing up. A new day. A new day is about to start for you. The ring. This could be the commitment you have been in, or you have the opportunity for a beautiful new commitment. You have the opportunity for something new that is going to be as stable and as grounded. But this, whatever you have been in, was a cross that you had to carry, was a burden, was very burdensome. But you stayed there because of what people believed, what people thought, what people would say. What would people say if I do this? This person looks like the perfect partner, good father, mother, whatever, right? Uh, husband, wife, good husband, wife, but my needs are not met, so what should I do? So that's a tricky type of situation. That's always a tricky type of situation. Okay, so let's pick up the Moonology Oracle deck and try to figure out a timeline for that. Let's see when these clouds are gonna get out of the sky. A time for healing. I was telling you actually about healing with the star card. This is a high time to heal. The balsamic moon. You guys need to check if you want a more accurate timeline. You need to check when these events are happening. I'm using the Moonology deck actually for a timeline because I work a lot with the moon energies and I'm very sensitive to the moon energies. It's oh wow, two cards came out. Okay, it's time to release negativity. We had the full moon in Scorpio in May. Okay, so maybe that's the time when you started to release all this negativity, and at this point in time, you are actually healing. Beautiful. And then by the new moon in Virgo, which is in September, it should be beginning of September. No, beginning of September? Is it? Uh, yeah. No, it's end of August. My bad. It's end of August. Should be around the 20 something of August, right? So by August, what you are being told, it's a time to give rather than take. But this could mean give to yourself, give time to yourself to release this negativity, give time to yourself to heal, give time to yourself to move on. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus, maybe that's a point when you realized this. I don't know when the full moon in Taurus was, or I don't know when it's gonna be again, maybe towards the end of the year. You guys need to check for dates. Your dreams need a practical plan. Bring love into the situation. Maybe you try to bring love into the situation. Maybe you try to bring love for yourself. Sometimes all we need is to love ourselves a little bit more. With the new moon in Aquarius, that was beginning of the year. Definitely beginning of the year. Have faith in your dreams. Do have faith in your dreams. You are lovable. You deserve love. Have faith. The universe never, or God, or whoever you choose to believe in, they never give us things that we are not able to handle. But those are the things that make us stronger. Waxing crescent moon. Okay, so before it gets super extra dark here, let me finish this reading with few spell cards. So I need to mention this, and I think I mentioned it for each and every sign. Maybe you're not into making magic. Maybe it goes against your religion or against your beliefs. You don't need to. I feel that with this card, it's a 78 deck card. It's a 78 cards deck. I feel that with these cards, they are very much connected to the readings, and you can get extra messages, okay? Lodestone. A magnetic stone used to amplify any spell or attract good fortune. Carry a pair of lodestones in a pouch. Feed them regularly with a few sprinkles of iron fillings, and charge them by placing them on top of a pentagram on your altar during the full moon. Chant the following. I'm as magnetic as this lucky lodestone and attract all I need to manifest, succeed, and thrive. I see only opportunity, full glasses, and a cornucopia of riches at my table. Grateful am I to receive the bounty of the universe, so mote it be. It's about attracting good things in your life, and in order to be able to attract good things in your life, you have to, I've just seen here water, that's all about emotions. It's all about balancing your emotions, and it's all about healing. You attract what you are. You definitely attract what you are. Water. An invocation for water to be used when calling in the elements during a circle or summoning the magic of the tides. Face the west direction of your circle. Use a compass for assistance. Hold up your athame and recite the following. Mary meet west, element of water. With your waves we welcome change and healing and ask for your cleansing renewal in our rites. So mote it be. When closing a circle, Mary part west, we thank you for guiding, teaching, and illuminating our rites. Water is all about healing. Water is all about emotions. Water is all about intuition. And you had the Oracle of Delphi, beginning of the reading. You are called to, and then you had the Queen of Cups. It's about emotional balance and again intuition. And we have Candle. With the shape-shifting powers of wax, candle represent the element of fire and also faith, transformation, and inspiration. Candles are synonymous with magic, for they are accessible and easy to use. To ignite the flames of magic, all you need is a small white candle, a clear intention, and a symbol that represents it. Carve a magical symbol into the candle. For love, you draw a heart or the symbol of Venus. Dress the candle with olive oil or any oils or herbs that correspond to your intention. Visualize your goals and raise energy by chanting, dancing, or moving around the circle. When you feel peak and inspiration, light the candle and call out to the universe. So mote it be. This is all I had for you, Aries, for your monthly reading. As I said in the beginning, if you want this to come out earlier on, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and then your reading will be one of the first that are gonna come out. Please drop me a comment below and let me know how you have resonated with the messages. I'm always very grateful when you guys give me feedback and you tell me things, and I make sure to answer to each and every one of you. So, yeah, that's kind of it. I need you to take care of yourself, and in between, I'm sending tons of love and light to you.